All right. All right. So it's your dark biscuits coming at you. Your Oh boy, it is dark out here. This is Dark Biscuits coming at you. Some delivery information here. Uh-oh, I got problems already. Uh, oh boy, what is this now? What neighborhood is dark as heck. Maybe, oh, I see some lights up ahead, so it looks like we're getting better already. Okay, the first one here is $5 for 3.3 miles. Obviously, the one reason that I do not accept this is because the offering is too low, $5. Because you need to understand, even if it's a 2-to-1 mileage, dollar to mileage ratio, say if it was $6 for 3 or $5 for 2.5 miles, the problem is that you don't know what's going to happen to take up your time. In other words, the restaurant can be very slow. Traffic can all of a sudden appear. Something might be wrong in the order to where they need to redo it or remake it. So I try to stay away from the $4 and $5 and $6 if at all possible. I really aim for $7 minimal offer, no matter what the mileage is and above, because everything is not about car wear and tear. It is about smarts too, and realizing the other things that hold back your time. Because yeah, you make 2 for 1, but if it takes you 45 minutes to make $6 or $7, you could be in for quite a bit of trouble. Okay, again, the $3.11 to 1.5 miles. Here's an example of the 2 for 1. Yes, it's better than $3, so you're making $2, for every mile. But again, the problem here is that it's just too low. It's under 5 and 6 range. So again, proof that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even what the screen says, even if it only takes you 5 minutes, because things can happen. Now, why would 5 minutes be harmful? Well, because things can happen. And $3 and $4 is really not worth it because of those negatives that can happen in regard to time. Now, let's see. In thinking about this, though, if it only takes you 5 minutes, that would seem nice. Yes, if you're walking it. If I'm walking it to the person, then okay. If it's like if you're in a restaurant somewhere and I'm just walking over to your table to bring it to you, I don't know why someone would pay, but those are acceptable, $3 for, 5 or 10 minutes. But other than that, many, many things can go wrong. And if we take a look at the next one, we have $8 for 5.2 miles. That's good enough. It's under the 2 for 1 ratio that like $2 to a mile, but however, it is worth the time. Like if it's 24 minutes, as it says, that's potentially worth the time for, many people to take. Now, if it's 30 minutes total, I'm looking at the 30 minutes, the 24 minutes too, even if it takes a few more minutes at 30 minutes, if you do 2 of those an hour, it's 16 an hour for, you'd go 10.4 miles. That's not too bad. A bit on the low side, but, and of course there are slow restaurants. And if you know your restaurants, you can tell instead of like the time there says 24 minutes, it may take at least 30 minutes to actually complete that because they might be behind some. Some places are a lot more busy than others if you know your town, if you know the places you go to. And that takes some experience, give it a week or two if you're just a beginner to know your way around. Okay, the next one, of course, stay away from those. If it's 5 or 6, pretty much I'm not taking it unless it's really, really close. It could be a mile. It could be a mile and a half, and I might consider it if the restaurant is slower, going against what I previously stated, but because the restaurant is slower. because there's a lack of people out maybe at the right time of day. Things like that you can consider. And that comes with a feel. Nearly $10 for 4.8 miles. There's a good 2 for 1, and that says 22 minutes. And some restaurants, they might be moderate speed or not as slow, so that's a good order because in 22 minutes you can complete nearly 3 of those for nearly $10. So you're probably looking at $27 an hour if you do 3 of those to go 15 miles or so. So that is a standard of a good order right there and good ratios. $11 to go 8 miles. Because of the dollar ratio, because things can go wrong. Not many people, if anyone, mentions this that I've seen in the driving, freelancers or gig workers, as you call them. But since this is only one order, $11, the mileage is higher at 7.8, but that's a consideration because it's only one, and if you need money, you need money, and it takes you 35 minutes. So $11 into that, you're making 18, 19, 20 an hour if you do a couple of those. Now, it's a shopping order, so you got to make sure you're not taking 10 or 20 items, perhaps, if you don't know the store especially, but for the dollars and miles shopping order, that's a consideration to say, oh, okay, no, because it involves 20, items, or maybe not, maybe even no for $15 to go 7.8 because it involves 20, 30 items and it could take an hour. But this one's different because it has one item of 3 units. So you get 3, in other words, of one thing. Could be 3 waters. So you might be taking something heavy, but may be worth it and may be worth your time. Okay.